He wrote it. Yeah, no, he did write it. He did. He wrote it.
It's a gay show.
Damn. God damn.
It's a real gay
Yeah, dude, you gotta get yourself a shirt with a wolf on it, man. I'm telling you.
That's gonna be my first thing when I get back home.
You should, dude. Like, I swear to God, that would be like, it would match.
And then I could like wear it under this and unbutton this a little so you see the wolf peeking out, right?
Have you ever been to Regal Theater?
Yeah.
So before they start up the movie, they like play the thing where like Danny Trejo and like a bunch of actors are doing fucking like quotes from movies and shit. There's literally some guy in that thing that looks just like you, and he's wearing a wolf shirt, and he's just like, "So you're telling me there's a chance?" And he's just like quoting movies.
What if it was me?
And the black guy was like, "You can't sit here." And then he's like, "So you're telling me there's a chance?" And then he
What movie is this?
This is like the previews in Regal Cinema. You know, like when they're like, "Oh, the movie's about to begin. Make sure you have Coca-Cola."
Right.
Like, yeah, so like he looks like one of the fucking guys.
Maybe I thought that's why you had me on, so I could talk about filming that commercial.
We love movies.
Welcome back to another episode of Being Gay for Fun and Profit. Today we have from the Regal Cinema preview trailers.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who's not allowed to sit by Danny Trejo, apparently.
No, it was a black guy. And I think they're all quoting different movies. I think he was quoting Forrest Gump.
Uh-huh.
Where it was like, do you remember when he's on the bus and the white kid's like, "You can't sit here."
Yeah.
And then he's all retarded like, "Okay."
Mm-hmm. And then Jenny lets him sit there.
And Jenny lets him get a piece of pussy at the end of the movie.
Jenny's just a saint, right? Like, give it up for Jenny.
Yeah, thank you,
And then
Jenny.
she gets, until she got AIDS and went to hell at the end of the movie after she died.
That's the passion of Jenny.
Yeah.
The thing is,
yeah.
I think most movies end that way. They just don't show it. But most movie characters like go to hell when they die.
Oh, yeah.
They should. That's how it should be. Like every fucking like at the end of every movie where the character dies, like in Titanic, like at the end of the credits, like in Marvel movies, where it's just like, oh yeah, they're actually in hell dying.
Lucifer recruits them for the Hell Avengers.
Yes.
Like Jack's in hell because he fucked some toot on the boat.
So do you want the devil in the post credits to like enumerate their sins and why they're in hell?
No, I'm thinking like a poker situation where like all the dogs are sitting around the table playing poker.
That's what hell is.
But like the devil's playing cards with you all. I don't know what they would even bet, like coal or something. I don't fucking know.
Souls.
So well, they're already souls. I don't know.
Why would they want
the
coal?
lore of hell just doesn't match up because like. That's my. I could go on all day about religion or whatever, but that's my main thing.
Yeah.
But they would bet coal probably because I don't know what else they would have. Brimstone maybe. I don't know.
I guess. I mean,
You don't think there's money in hell?
There's Jewish people in hell probably.
I mean, by the
He's
odds.
the only one that laughed. I thought you would laugh.
I mean, just odds are there must be, right?
There has to be.
Yeah.
There has to be at least one.
at least
one.
At least, yeah. At least
Is
one.
Mel Brooks still alive?
He is still alive.
Okay, well, when he goes.
Well, if Hitler's in hell, there has to be a couple of Jews in hell too.
You know how pissed they'd be? They're like, God damn it.
They would end up on the same block as him.
He's like, ha ha.
It's like, I'm imagining they should have made a Little Nicky too, where it's just like in hell. That would have been a good movie.
I don't know. Little Nicky 1 was pretty rough. I mean, I still quote it on occasion because it's funny, but it's not a good. It's probably like bottom tier Sandler movie.
I feel like that was the first Adam Sandler movie where I started to be like, maybe I don't need to see all of his movies.
That was the one when me and my friends, because I think that came out right after It was either Waterboy or Big Daddy.
Yeah, it was like the late 90s ones.
And we were like, oh man, like I can't wait for the Sandler movie. And like we just sat through and we're like,
Dude,
okay.
it's one of that movie's so funny to me because that's a lot of people's first impression on what a trans person was. And they just thought
Ron Howard's
they
brother.
just thought that like trans people were the fucking weirdo guy that rubs his nipples.
Oh my, you're
And,
right.
yeah,
Well,
dude.
that's all movies.
I
Like,
just want a fucking whole movie with that guy, and it's called Little Sticky, and it's
There you
just
go.
about that guy's fucking life after the hell stuff. It's Little Sticky, and then I don't know.
yeah, we'll get to Sandler with that one. We'll pitch him.
We'll pitch him, yeah. Yeah. I wish that he would make like a multiverse kind of movie where he clumps himself into like every role.
That must be coming. It has to be.
Well, where it's like he's in the movie and there's like, you know, all of his he like meets he plays himself, right? Like as Adam Sandler, and he goes to some fucking town and it's just all of the characters from every fucking Sandal movie he was in. Mm-hmm. He goes to Sandal Resort, and the horny Sandal.
It's owned by Billy Madison.
Yes, and it's owned by Billy Madison, and just like all of the characters.
And Happy Gilmore's the golf pro.
Yeah, they have like a golf course that Happy. He's doing like golf lessons there. They have fucking Little Nicky's just shows up there because he's like, it's hot.
The wedding singer is just the singer.
Yeah, the wedding singer's doing.
He just does like karaoke and shit.
Dude, do you know how much people would pay to go to see that fucking movie?
Oh, absolutely.
I know I would. I haven't seen an Adam Sandler movie in forever, but it's like if he made that fucking movie, I would go to the movie opening day if I knew that.
He's got the deal with Netflix for like 20 movies.
Yeah.
So that's got to be coming down the pipeline. Like you're running out of ideas.
Dude,
like,
he has no ideas
And nostalgia
anymore.
is the big fucking thing now.
I would
so.
Nostalgia and multiverse.
Yeah, that really kills me.
Imagine like Adam Sandler's character go, and I know I'm saying Adam Sandler because it's funny, but imagine him going to like a mall or something, and then Paul Blart shows up. It's fucking hilarious, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and then you'd be like, "That's fucking Paul Blart."
Well, Kevin Smith is like part of the extended Sandler universe. Like, you could do him, and then you can also do like Rob Schneider, like the hot chicken show
there
up.
is multiple
And
things.
Spade.
There is multiple things you could do with the mall. Like you could have Paul Blart, and then the store from the hot chicks in there, where he's like, "You can put your weed in there." He goes in there, and they're like, "Oh, there's weed in here," or something. Like, this fucking
The movie writes itself.
It writes itself.
Yeah.
Bro. Like. And it would match up too. It would literally every fucking person would match up in this town because every character is the same person. Like
It's like the clumps, but they all look the same too.
yes,
Yeah.
they do no effort on making the characters. I want Jack and Jill, where he has the girl. What's his fucking name? The girl. Adam Sandler. She's like.
Jill.
Yeah, Jill. I don't know her fucking
It
name.
wasn't Drew Barrymore,
I've
was
never
it?
seen that movie.
I
No,
know
it's
she's-
just him.
Okay.
I'd want all.
Oh, that's right.
He gets all of the hot wives from that thing.
That's my favorite part of those, like, any movie or TV show like that where the dude just has, like, a perfect 10 wife and he, like, works at FedEx. And you're like, yeah, that's how real life is.
What was it? Like, the last Kevin James one, Kevin Can Wait, I think, where, like, they had Erin Hayes from Children's Hospital as his wife. And she's at least, like, really funny, and I think she kind of like pushed back on that trope in her performance of like, why am I married to this guy who's like I'm way out of his league and he sucks.
Yeah.
And they like killed her character off.
There's a very funny controversy about that because there's a show that she wrote that's on Hulu now, I believe. And it's called Kevin Can Fuck Himself.
Oh no, that's the guy from, or that's rather the woman from Schitt's Creek.
Oh,
yes, Kevin Can Fuck Himself.
Yeah, but that's based off like that situation, I believe.
yes, yeah,
There
yeah.
was her getting kicked off and replaced by Leah Remini.
Yeah.
The Adam Sandler movie that never sat well with me though, like, and it is a good movie, but it just never sat well with me, was that 50 First Dates one.
That's a weird concept for a movie.
I want to see 50 First Dates too, like, because there's much more you could do with that.
The thing that it's like, how do you have a child in that situation? How do you explain that every morning when you're like, I'm pregnant? Oh my god!
Well, he raped her, like he basically raped her, bro. Like, she can't consent to sex because she obviously has a mental disorder. Like, you raped her, bro. Like, and not only that, you have to convince this woman to, like, fuck you every day or whatever. Convince her that she woke up on a boat at the end of the movie as if I was to wake up on a boat, like, with some random guy that played some videotape, and I'm just like, this is just Saw. Like, I'm in Saw right now.
Yeah, 50 First Dates to me is like, it's like Memento.
Yeah.
it's more of a horror movie than a comedy. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's a terrifying concept to me.
Did you see? This is like my favorite movie in 2020. Palm Springs,
What
which
is
was
that?
like Andy Samberg.
were they
It's
like-
almost like a serious version of this, where like they relive the same.
It's a loop, right?
Yeah,
Or
it's a time loop. He
Yeah.
relives the same day, and like a big part of that day is going on a first date with this woman like over and over again. But it's like, even though it's a comedy, it understands the gravity of that situation and of
Yeah.
like what the characters are trapped in.
I
Yeah.
don't understand what he was trying to gain from the movie, though, because it sounds like a fucking nightmare. Like, he has to go through so much effort every fucking day to deal with just some, like, like, literally a retarded woman. You know,
But
like,
that's love.
It's true love,
no,
exactly.
dude,
yeah.
that's not love. That's just that's a ball. That's what the fucking definition of ball and chain. Like, that's the literal definition.
But the movies like that, they just cast two people that you like, and then they like assume that you'll read the chemistry into it.
Yeah,
right?
you're not supposed to actually think about any of the outgoing circumstances or anything. Like, you're not supposed to realize that for whatever reason the entire town works together to help this woman think it's the same day
They
all the
literally
time.
instead of putting this woman somewhere
Like,
where
yeah,
it's
put her
like
in a home, maybe give her some sort of like mental help or
where
something.
she can get help and get like the testing. Like, they had to have been able to shock her brain or do something to help her.
The more you talk about this, the more I realize it really is like an abuse situation.
Yeah, it is
of,
an
like,
abuse
She has
situation.
no cognizance of what's going on.
And then they have the gay brother. Do you remember that? Who is Frodo Baggins' buddy, Samuel, whatever.
Samwise. Oh yeah,
Samwise.
from Rudy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has Rudy. Rudy's in the fucking movie, and he's like in mesh t-shirts. Like, do my nipples look good? They made him gay.
They made him very straight, actually.
Yeah, the joke was that he was straight, but come on, he was wearing the mesh shirt. The Jamaican mesh shirt.
Jamaican me crazy.
Jamaican me crazy.
So making me horny.
There you
Oh,
go.
Eric, you're horny. Eric, let me ask you something, Eric. I didn't even ask you. So you're on the podcast. How are you liking it so far, bud?
This is great. I just I love witty nonsense conversations.
It's witty.
That's-
Now that's a big compliment.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of my questions is, does your mom know you're gay? Does she?
Well, so I don't know the angle from which to attack that.
Well, it's
I
yes
want to
or
have
no.
like a bit. Let's say no. No is the only
So
logical
she doesn't
answer.
know you're gay.
She doesn't know I'm gay.
A big part.
So you're gay. That's the question.
See, you led me down this hole.
A big
yeah,
part of
the
our thing
manhole.
is we're real big on brain traps. We
Great.
call-
No, that you know what? That's perfect.
like third grade type comedy.
Hey, you got my ass.
I did. I got you. Now you're gay forever. No erases.
Look, it's all a continuum
and we
anyway,
got
right,
you
guys?
on. We got you on camera too, saying that you're gay.
Don't worry. We also have
Totally fine with
there's
me.
several crimes that are on camera for us too, so we're on the hook as well. So it's fine.
As long as I'm not committing a felony here, I'm perfectly happy to play along.
That's fair.
You're not gonna make me like kill a guy on camera, are you?
We could do that. We could. Let's go to the suicide. Let's go to a suicide forest and find a dead guy.
Oh, let's pull Jake Paul.
Yeah, Jake Paul. Well, that was the see, and you would expect Jake Paul is more of the asshole. Like, I don't know either of them, but I do know that Jake Paul is more of an asshole. But it was Logan Paul that did the suicide forest thing, and now he's just famous.
Who's
still.
the one that does wrestling? Because that's the one that I like.
That's Logan, right?
Logan's all right. in
Well,
my book.
they're both Logan,
No,
aren't they? They're
both
Pauls.
Paul.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
my bad.
It's Logan
Jake and
and
Logan.
Logan and Jake. That's it. Yeah.
Did you fucking? I showed you that wrestler guy where he was like yelling. What was that guy's name?
I don't know.
That guy that with the anti-trans wrestler. Do you remember? I told you about it the other day.
No, you sent me a video or something.
Fuck.
I didn't see anything.
I talked to you about it. His name is something Steiner or something. Rick Steiner.
Oh, just the yeah,
Yeah.
Scott Steiner, I think
they
it
like
was.
they like dropped his ass from every wrestling event.
What did he
because
say?
Good.
He was like at one of those like where they
Oh,
signed.
he was heckling somebody at a signing.
Yes,
yeah,
yeah,
it,
he
it
was-
doesn't even make sense because
he was heckling a fellow wrestler.
somebody else who was like
on the-
signing autographs, like a
Yeah.
person who was there getting paid.
He
He
was
was like,
heckling
"You're
a-
a man."
yeah, you're
basically.
biological man.
Well, I would say maybe he was drunk, but he probably could just be an asshole.
How can you get drunk at those events though? Because there's
Well,
like
you're a fucking wrestler.
there's
Like he's
kids there and
probably
shit.
yeah.
But I mean, that's who I trust for my opinions on like both medical and cultural issues.
Yeah, you
as
ask
wrestlers.
wrestlers.
Yeah, especially ex-wrestlers from the 80s.
Yeah.
They have the best head on their shoulders.
Certainly no concussions or
No,
anything.
it's not like they would, go crazy and kill their whole families or something like that,
Well,
and then, Bowflex themselves to death.
I thought it was funny because like there was literally just like one person at the airport, and this dude's old as shit too. Like this guy, he literally just looks like one of those dudes that's just like, our country isn't right anymore.
He probably is.
And they're asking him in the airport. They're just like, "Oh, what's the deal with the allegations?" And like a normal person, they'd be like, "I didn't do that. What are you talking about?" And he didn't say anything. He's just like, "Oh, well, you said that a fellow wrestler is a man. You're being very rude. Is this true? Is this true? Is this true? Tell me if it's true." And he's like avoiding it like a puppy with his dogs between. Oh, poor guy.
Poor old man wrestler.
Yeah.
Cancel culture strikes again. Am I right?
That's my
guys?
favorite though. Is then he goes, "Oh, cancel culture." It's like you were just swearing at a person being like the root.
Yeah, right. Isn't he the original sin? Like he instigated it.
The trans person did nothing to you.
Well, they exist.
Well, they
Chris.
just
Yeah.
exist. Yeah, that's the
true.
whole thing. That's why this whole Dylan
That's why I'm
Mulvaney.
in such a bad mood today. I got to hang out with you fucking all
Yeah,
day.
yeah, exactly. That's the whole thing. I'm weighing you down with my bullshit.
Yeah, I can feel your trans vibes, your Bud Light vibes flowing off.
Dude, I think it's the Dylan Mulvaney thing is so fucking funny to me, because this guy is literally a fucking troll. I think I don't even know if they're trans or not. Like I really don't. Like I'm for the sake of them, I'm going to say that they are because they say they are. But I honestly feel like it's a thing to troll people, and it's hilarious. I find it, and I'm all team Dylan Mulvaney.
Have you looked into any of his stuff prior to this Bud Light thing? Have you?
No, so I'm kind of ignorant on what's going on here.
Okay.
So like there's this huge thing where like I guess Bud Light announced this TikTok person. Their name is Dylan Mulvaney, but they're this trans influencer that literally got famous in the last year with being like, "Oh, well, trans women exist," all this other stuff, and just simply them making these posts are just like people get pissed off about
They're
it.
like intentionally antagonizing, where he's like, "I'm in girl mode." It's that's what I thought it was a joke for a long time
This
too.
person
I was
will
like, I
come
feel like
out.
this person is being rude to trans people.
Yeah, this person will be like, "Oh, well, I'm trans women shouldn't have to hide their bulges," like all this shit, and it's like, out of respect, like they speak for all of trans people, and it's like, I get that you have an opinion, but you can't. That's like me being like, I speak for all white people because I'm also white. You can't do that. So. Yeah, this person's doing this, but like basically they got a sponsorship with Budweiser.
Yeah, Bud Light specifically
Bud Light.
sponsored them. Yeah.
Which it's like, every beer come June, whatever, every beer is gay. I don't care what, like.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
every
single
brand
one.
goes gay for a month.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They all put their rainbow Twitter profiles and whatnot. Yeah.
But Budweiser did it early.
Oh, I saw the cans. Right, they're like Pride cans.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
Pride cans.
Yeah.
So Budweiser did it like a whole month earlier, and people are pissed off about that. And it's like,
Specifically,
why?
Kid Rock,
Yeah,
apparently.
Kid Rock, and he was so mad. The Kid Rock, who's like a 60-year-old man, shoots a bunch of beer that
Cool.
He really showed that.
he had
Cool.
to go to the store to buy to
That's my favorite thing is they're like, we're boycotting. Is everybody pouring their shit down the drain? It's like, you already paid for
Like-
it. You don't
like,
understand how boycotts
they
work.
already have. So I would get it if the cans didn't have the rainbows on it, because that means that they didn't go to the store and buy the brand new rainbow
Yeah,
Budweiser.
it's stuff they already had at that point. Yeah.
I think that was the whole plan to begin with. Is they're like, well, they'll just buy it and fucking destroy it anyway.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're saving themselves from having to drink Bud Light, so it's kind of like win-win.
Well, that's the meme I saw immediately was like, did anybody not think Bud Light was gay already?
Yeah, my whole thing is some of the most gayest things happen when you drink beer in the first place. So it's like
That's step one usually. Yeah.
the step one in falling into the gay trap is just like getting drunk with your buddies. You do a little Budweiser, and then sure enough, you have a dick in your ass. It's a slippery
That's step
slope.
two immediately.
But Bud is like making these guys confront that reality.
Exactly.
And they don't want to.
No, they get mad. I think that they get mad at the idea of like like being faced with having to change anything, like having to be like, oh well, this, like if it was a black person moving into their street, you know, they would literally be like, well, there goes the property value. Well shit, how are we going to get this fucking black person off our street, you know?
The entire conservative movement is really just like, I should never have to think about anything that challenges my worldview in the slightest amount.
They're like, I don't want this person to. That's why I hate living in the suburbs, because literally these assholes get binoculars and look into your house. So like,
What?
Yeah, if you ever you're from a small town, so like. You ever have that old lady that's in your neighborhood that, like, you know, there's kids that are fucking doing dirt bikes in your neighborhood, and she's just like, I hate people having fun.
So when I first met Kris, in fact, I was living in what used to be my grandma's house because she had to go to a nursing home, so I moved into her house, and her neighbors were like that with me, where sometimes they would come over and just be like, hey, we can't help but notice the grass is just an inch or so higher than it.
Yeah, like,
than
mind your
grandmother
own
had
fucking
it.
business.
Yeah, great, cool story, man.
Old people are weird like that. They got nothing better to live for. So like, I'm just gonna annoy the closest people near me.
Yeah.
Well, they have no friends or anything going on, so they want to seem more important. So that's why they. I'm only saying this because this is the shit that I do. Like, and then they make other people's lives miserable because they want to feel important.
I think that's true, though. It's like a way for them to have power in their lives where they have none.
They want to have a grasp on something, so they try to like control anything that they can.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, people like that, like probably, you know, their kids and grandkids have shunned them a little bit. They're not around as much as they wish.
Absolutely, that is a thing, because it's like, I know from experience that like people fucking, unless they want something, they're gonna like morality, like they do shit morally for themselves to make themselves feel better. I could go on and on, but because my mom's going through shit with cancer and my family is like that, so like I could go on with like, oh well, these people are garbage because it's like, oh, I guess you hate it, whoever, and now all of a sudden you want to show up and be like friends with them. Like, that doesn't make sense. What, are you trying to make yourself feel better? You fucking coward.
Yeah. Yeah.
You fucking yellow belly coward.
They instead
tell
of
them.
looking inside, they just make it everybody else's problem,
Yeah.
which is a cool, healthy thing to do.
Yeah.
Which I think everybody should just look inside of themselves and just do a goatee in the mirror. Yeah, like, that's
A
what
spiritual goat.
A
A
spiritual
spiritual
goatee,
goatee,
yes, where you spread your asshole and look in the mirror. Can you do that? Can you look in the mirror and do that?
Like metaphysically, or like
No,
actually
literally.
with my-
Can you spread your ass cheeks and get a good look inside your
I've
asshole?
never tried.
You really?
No.
Yeah, but you did that, Chris?
No.
Really?
To like look inside of my asshole? No.
I thought-
you'd need a very complex series of mirrors. I
Well,
assume.
obviously I have.
Oh,
the
you
one,
have them set up.
I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
the one pointed over here, and I can see myself. If you want to pop one out and give it a try, man, it'll change
maybe
it.
maybe after the camera's rolling, I can't give that shit away for free.
That is your third eye. That's your third eye, and you gotta open it up to look inside of yourself.
I didn't realize we were getting so deep today.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
we're getting,
baby,
yeah.
I get deep.
This might be one of our deepest podcasts.
Yeah.
Eric, you love comics.
I do.
Do you? What do you say?
The
You
kings of
used to own a
comedy.
comic shop. You don't anymore, though. But
Right.
are you currently still running a gaming shop or anything like that? Or
No.
what's the,
So I met Kris when I owned a comic book store. I've had a pretty circuitous career, but I've stayed in the hobby industry.
those big words.
What does that mean? What is circuitous?
Circuitous. It means I've taken like a weird route from job to job.
I
but
knew
no,
that.
I've always respected you though because you've always been one of the few people I know that's like completely independent and
How-
you just do whatever the fuck you like.
how do
Well,
you-
not do whatever the fuck you want, but you do it on your own terms at least.
I try.
So how do you feel about gay Robin or
Oh, yeah.
Joker getting
Are
pregnant?
you still reading
Oh
comics?
man, no. So I'm like about a year behind DC stories because I just read trades now. But
Yeah.
I mean, anytime there's
The World
controversy,
Trade Center, the comic? Is
yeah,
that
it's
what it's
great.
called?
Although I heard the end is kind of shocking. I don't.
The end sucks.
Comes out of nowhere.
Did you know? You might know this. There's a 9/11 issue of Amazing Spider-Man, and it's hot garbage.
Well, obviously he didn't save people from 9/11.
Well, and that's one of the plots is like that he regrets not helping people, but then the stupidest shit is that they have all these supervillains at the rubble like crying about it. It's like, why does Juggernaut care?
Do you like do you like Planet of the Apes?
I've never seen it.
Dude, it's so fucking funny. So like in 2001, Mark Wahlberg, who's from New York or something, he was like, "Oh well, he could have stopped 9/11 if he was on the plane," but I found out that because I watched all the Planet of the Apes movies and I was just like, "Yeah, this is a really interesting book," and so I watched the 2020, the 2001 one, and it had Mark Wahlberg in it, and I was like, well, he obviously he was back and he went forward in the future and he couldn't fucking save us from 9/11.
That's why.
He should have told us though, because the towers weren't there. He was just the Statue of Liberty, so he could have told us that the towers were gone, but he chose not to. But yeah,
Mark Wahlberg doomed us all. What
did.
a fuck.
He did.
Do you remember the show The League?
I used to love that show.
I think
about the fantasy football
Yeah,
league.
yeah. You know, the male lead, Steve Ranazizi, do you remember that he told people he ran to the wreckage and helped bail people out on 9/11, which was like a complete fabrication and was provably something he did not do.
That's funny. Didn't he get canceled for some shit? Didn't he have some crazy racist shit or something?
Man, I don't know.
he said that that black people were people from Planet of the
But
Apes.
when did he
That's what he did.
When did he say he saved people in 9/11?
It was like somewhere in the 2010s. I heard him joke about this on not him, but other people joke about this on a podcast. But if you go on Wikipedia, this happened.
That's crazy.
What
a funny thing to lie about.
Yeah.
Especially when you can be it's easy if you could be like, oh no, I lived in New York, so nobody could really prove that you didn't do it. But it's like he was probably not even anywhere near there.
Yeah. Yes, I was also at the World Trade Center on 9/11.
Dude, I wish I could steal valor for doing that. Yeah, the fucking Planet of the Apes, though, man, that was a great.
You
movie.
really love these Planet of the Apes
I
movies.
did, and because I was watching them, and I watched the.
Well, you watched the new ones too.
Well,
right?
and then I looked at the Roseanne Barr tweet, where she was like, "Oh,
who is she talking about in that tweet?"
I have no idea, but she literally said that this person looked like a Planet of the Apes person. But then obviously from the newer Planet of the Apes, she wasn't talking about that because they just look like zoo monkeys.
Yeah, the CGI is very good on those.
But you know what? In the 2021 one, it sucked dick because they made the Green Mile. Do you remember that guy? What is that guy's name for the Green Mile?
Michael Clark Duncan.
Michael Clark
Was
Duncan,
it Michael
yeah.
Clark Duncan? Yeah.
They made him like a straight up gorilla, and he looked like a gorilla.
Oh,
He-
they CG'd his human
No,
form
not
into
even. No, because it was 2021, so they didn't.
They use prosthetics.
They
and
used
stuff. Yeah.
prosthetics and actual.
This is the Tim Burton directed
Yeah,
one.
it is
Did you ever
Tim
see this
Burton.
one?
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
it-
bad.
It's very long and stupid.
Jesus.
It's not good. But I still watched it because I was on a Planet of the Apes kick. But all of the male monkeys actually look like monkeys. But then every one that's a female just looks like Michael Jackson. So
Well, they tried to make them hot monkeys.
Yeah, they,
you're
tried to
no,
make-
you can't
let's not
humanize.
sexualize.
You can't humanize and sexualize just the female monkeys. It doesn't work like
or
that.
maybe any monkeys. Maybe we don't need to do
that's
that
probably
necessarily.
I'll go with that. That's probably a better decision.
But it's funny because the 2021 one, that movie made no sense. In that one, so the female monkey who looks like Michael Jackson is just straight up has the hots for
It's Helena Bonham Carter.
Mark Wahlberg.
Of course, yeah.
And then so at the end of the movie, he ends up making out with her before he goes to the future, and I just thought it was funny. I was like, well, that's how AIDS was invented. That's how he went back to the past.
He traveled back to
Yeah,
1979.
this movie sounds like 12 Monkeys or something now. Or what is that?
Oh,
the
that's
one
a good movie.
where they travel back in time with the disease, right?
Yeah, it's Bruce Willis and Brad Pitt. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
Wasn't that how AIDS was invented, though? Someone fucked a monkey or something?
That's what they say.
I
but
don't think that's true.
No, it clearly came from a lab, just like every disease that's been created by a human.
Ronald Reagan's blood. That's where it came from. His vampire blood.
Yeah, and I think he's a demon. I think that's Hellblood.
Reagan for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I got in trouble with one of my friends. They got mad at me because I was like, so if you had a chance to eat dinner with Donald Trump, you're telling me you wouldn't do that? And he was like, I absolutely wouldn't. I was like, I don't like the guy, but I would sit and have dinner with him. I think that would be funny.
I mean, I hate to say it.
I would say the same thing about Hitler. I would gladly sit down and eat dinner with Hitler.
I cannot co-sign that, but I will say, as much as he's a
Coward.
fucking monster, Donald Trump is probably the funniest person who's ever been president.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah,
he's
unintentionally.
hilarious. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's funny, yeah.
And the more the heat is on him, the funnier he gets because he just
doesn't
becomes
care.
incoherent. Yeah.
Yeah, he focuses on the wrong shit.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Like instead of he looks more guilty, like going up on right after he's arraigned and then talking shit about the judge and the judge's family.
No,
Like-
he posted pictures of the judge's daughter. It was like, well,
Oh, she looks ugly.
It would be bad if somebody murdered.
Yeah. I hope nobody murders this woman in
Yeah,
your
right.
family.
I feel like one of his all-time great tweets is the Cinco de Mayo like taco
Yeah,
salad.
the taco
in Trump
salad.
Tower.
It was on Cinco de Mayo, the first year he's president.
yeah.
Like months after he won, and he was like, Mexican people are illegal now. Like months and months and months, he was just like, all Mexican people are rapists and cowards and just like bullshit. And then like Cinco de Mayo, he's like, you can't get any better food than right here in Trump Tower. And it's a Mexican salad, which isn't even Mexican.
No, it's the
It's
whitest.
like a taco bowl, yeah.
I was literally about to order one of those from fucking Wendy's today. Like,
They have a taco salad?
they do, and they use the chili.
Ooh.
Oh, Wendy's chili is legit.
It is. People will talk shit about the chili, but I don't care if they use fucking hamburger patties and grease. It's the same thing with the KFC. Like they're like, oh well, you should eat the KFC gravy because they just use all the pieces of chicken at the end of the night at the bottom of the fryer. It's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to KFC to eat fucking healthy. I'm
Right.
trying to get an easy meal here.
They think they're like scoring a point. Like, oh well, actually,
Like, do you know what hot dogs are made of? I
Yeah.
still eat fucking those every Cubs game or whatever, you know? Fucking coward.
That's right.
God damn it.
You tell
Oh,
'em.
and also, Taiwan isn't a country. I don't know if you heard about that. Big story. Do you agree?
I'm waiting to hear more. I'm doing my own research. Let's say.
You do it, well, it's a state. It's a state. Obviously, it's a state in China, in the middle of China.
Yeah, we are owned and operated by mainland China, so we
Just like
defer
TikTok,
all.
right?
Yeah, exactly. All of our opinions are deferred from Xi Jinping.
We do, and we write our episodes with ChatGPT. Every single episode.
Yeah, some of this dialogue you gave me is a little iffy, but I'm just gonna go with it.
You should, dude. You should just go with it and agree. That's all I want. We want to have guests on that they don't understand what's going on.
This is gonna be our new thing: is we bring on guests and then we just tell them, like, just yes and, and then we're like, the Holocaust never happened, right?
Let me ask you. So was the election a hoax? Do you think it was a hoax?
I feel pretty good saying no, it wasn't. I think
you were not at January 6th, just
Were
to be
you at
clear.
January 6th?
Eric did not.
I did not go to January 6th. No.
I want to see comic books where it's like, you know, because people say that that the Donald Trump, the insurrection that was worse than 9/11. I want to see comic books where it's like fucking like Captain America shooting Ashley Babbitt in the head.
I feel like if Mark Millar was still writing the Ultimates, we would have gotten a January 6th issue.
Like they should, dude.
Or like Frank Miller's got a take. You know, he does.
Frank Miller, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he'd have some crazy fucking
I
takes.
would
the
love
art
that.
would be terrible.
I would love it where it's like it's straight up just propaganda, and it's like, oh well, the Avengers saved everybody from January 6th, and they fucking and it's like a Hawkeye shoots Ashley Babbitt or some shit. And then they have to use the Infinity Stone. Someone's leading the army, and Donald Trump's actually like Red Skull or something. He's Orange Skull.
They Marvel like had planned a story in 2016, late 2016, where Captain America ended up being like a Hydra sleeper agent, right? And then
really?
right after they like laid the seeds for that, Donald Trump got elected, and all of a sudden, I think people were not like super down for a story where like the icon of America became like a Nazi sleeper agent.
Yeah.
And it did not do well.
Oh.
Just rough timing. Right, it's like South Park like sets up a really funny season arc, and then Donald Trump becomes president, and it completely derails their season.
That's what's funny is everybody thought like, oh, it's gonna be so funny with Trump as president, and it's like, oh no, it kind of ruined a lot of.
It like
Everybody was telling the same jokes.
Well, that was the problem.
Yeah.
It couldn't. You weren't allowed to be anything except do Trump jokes.
Dude, if Donald Trump wants to make some serious fucking money, Like serious fucking money. All he would have to do is literally just go on to. Does he charge for his rallies to go into his?
You know
rallies?
he does. Yeah.
If he was to just do a comedy tour, like if Donald
Oh my
Trump,
god!
Just do a speaking
like him
tour.
with like Dave Chappelle and
Yes.
like
Just-
Rob Schneider.
and he gets Kramer. If he gets
Oh, yeah.
has
Dude,
fucking Kramer
Trump,
open up.
Kramer, Rob Schneider. That's a fucking killer's row.
Dude, all
Yeah.
of them, and then Trump finishes. It's like he gets Larry. He could probably afford Larry the Cable
Larry the
Guy.
Cable
Larry
Guy.
the Cable Guy would probably do it for free.
Yeah, he would. Well, I don't think he would. I don't think that he's actually a cable guy. I think that he's like
You don't think so?
no, because he faked the Larry. He's not really a redneck.
Yeah,
He's a
that's
billionaire.
Right.
He is from Florida, though, isn't he? Or am I?
I could be imagining this, but didn't he like write for like the Lampoon or something? Like
Yes,
he's
he
like
did.
some like highly educated like
He is.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have a southern accent. He's like a fucking.
He's a college-educated
He's a
dude.
college
yeah.
educated
yeah,
man.
yeah, and he did like highbrow comedy in college, and then I think he figured out like, oh, these fucking rednecks.
Well, he fell
It's
into.
easier to be a retard and fucking like say shit.
Well,
people.
that's the thing is you do your character that gets laughs, and you figure, well,
It's
this is way easier
it's
than
easy-
writing jokes. Fuck this.
It's easier to talk about Captain America shooting Ashley Babbitt in the head on January 6th.
Yeah. Get her done.
Get her done.
apparently,
They took this country from us. Get her done.
you might have talked about this before, but apparently Jay Johnston from Mr. Show was it January
Yes.
6th?
Yes.
So
that
that's
is the-
another guy who could join the tour.
That makes me so mad. It's very
mind-blowing.
funny. It's mind blowing. It makes me so mad because he was also the on Bob's Burgers. He was the like evil neighbor.
Oh yeah, he was
Pesto, Jimmy Pesto.
Jimmy Pesto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God damn it, John. Like, why would you do this?
Look, he was just asking questions, you know?
If you're a fucking actor and you have a if you're like famous in any regard and you have any fucking political opinion, you're a dumb motherfucker. Like, never do that. Like, never ever do that, dude.
There's no reason to even.
Yes.
Like, just, you don't have to be on Twitter. You don't have to be on
There
Facebook.
is-
And even if you are, you don't have to say anything except go see my movie when it comes out. Like,
Yeah, just say that. Like, don't fucking. That's why people respect Jack Black because or like any of those people, because you've never seen him like publicly be like, oh, I hate something, or I'm standing up against gun violence, or anything, or oh, I support Black Lives Matter, or all of that shit. Like nobody does. He doesn't do that, but it's still like people respect him all around the map.
I guess.
See, people stopped respecting The Rock when he started having political opinions and just like being an asshole.
Well, I stopped respecting The Rock when he started being like kicking people off of movies
Yes.
and like controlling like people's fucking over other people's careers and shit.
Yes, exactly. That's when you know a person's just like join the dark side.
He was like, Brendan Fraser, kiss my ass. I'm the star center of the universe now,
Yeah,
or
and-
whatever the hell that movie was.
That was the best thing that could have happened to him, and I said that before because he is now an Oscar.
Dude,
actor.
Brendan Fraser?
Brendan Fraser, yes. And I cried in that movie, dude, The Whale. I fucking cried like a baby.
He's so fat.
And it wasn't about that. It was because like his life sucked and he was just trying to do everything that he could to make his life better.
Yeah.
And it's just at every corner of the day he's just getting kicked in his fucking teeth and just like getting fucked in his ass by life. And then like even his daughter's a dirty, nasty piece of shit, like trying to use him. And he's still just like, you're a good person and I want you to see that. And then he's like dying and stuff. And she's still
I haven't
like
seen
me.
this movie yet.
Dude, it made me cry because I genuinely felt bad for this person. I'm like, dude, like nothing's going to change. Like, I like you can't do
It's
anything.
kind of a
but cry.
bummer.
It is, dude. Like I felt bad, and then you like think about Brendan Fraser. It just had a shitty career, so like, yeah, no, he really sold the role.
He did get fucked.
yeah, he sold the role, dude. But I don't know, man. I imagine all of them drink children's blood and fuck each other and
That's true.
gay magic.
But here, because I moved to East Hollywood for 9 months during the pandemic, and
So you saw the gay magic?
well, yeah, and the thing they don't tell you is that children's blood is fucking delicious. That's why all this, the just forever young is a side effect of the fact that it's so good.
So that's what that song was about.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Forever Young.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Eric's 87 years old.
Damn, dude.
This is true though, and I think you'll appreciate
You
this.
do
So-
kind of look like a wizard now that you mentioned that. You do kind of look like your beard could be a little longer, but the hair's selling it.
There's a literal wolf inside me. So when I was
He's a druid.
When
He's a
I-
druid.
one of the days I was in Hollywood, I took like a long walk to visit my buddy on a
He got
Saturday
fucked in
morning.
his ass.
And as I was walking back, I happened to walk alongside on accident, like a QAnon parade, right?
Oh,
And
nice.
it's all these like bubbas, like dressed in like fatigues and like holding signs like Joe Biden drinks
You
children's
say
blood.
now you say Bubba. I think black people. Like,
Oh no! I mean
So
like
Bubba as in like a because I
Bubba
think
Dudley.
I think of Big Bubba from prison. That's what I
no,
think of.
I mean like Southern dude,
like
like you know.
Southern hillbilly. Type.
Yeah, like
Okay,
hillbilly
for
type.
sure.
So I, maybe shouldn't have, but I like flip them off because they're chanting and being weird and annoying. And one guy, I swear to God, in a V for Vendetta mask, like
Nice.
military runs like across the street and gets right in my face. He's like, "You want to say something to me, motherfucker? You want to go?" And I didn't say shit. I just looked at him and then he walked away. It was so weird.
See, that's what I really want to do. I told Chris I want to show up at one of those things and just like ask people if their mom knows they're gay. Like, it just,
Well, that's the whole reason we got these.
It's a man on the street segment.
because it looks perfect. Like these
Yeah.
things look like news or whatever.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
and then they look at it, it's literally just a foot holding a wine glass.
That's my favorite. If you look close, you're like, what the fuck?
The fuck is this symbol? It's a foot holding a thing.
It is a good picture.
I like it.
It is a good picture. Thank you, friend.
I made these myself.
Really?
I bought the squares off Amazon and I made the stickers on sticker. Shout out to Sticker Mule.
Yeah, they sent that hot sauce is really fucking good. By
Is
the
it
way,
good?
it is.
You
I
have
hate.
custom hot sauce?
No, yeah,
Apparently,
they sent us
Sticker
hot
Mule
sauce.
makes hot sauce too. When you order over $50, they just send you a bottle. I was like, oh, all right.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird offer for like a company. They're just like, fuck it, I make hot sauce.
Yeah, we make stickers and hot sauce.
That's
Fuck
like
it.
when you go to a family business and they're like, hold on, well, you bought 3 T-shirts? Oh, you got to try this. We just made this. Our grandma made this and she's trying to sell it.
The stroganoff.
The
Yeah,
stroganoff.
Free with 3 t-shirts.
It's like it's in fucking mason jars and shit. Like, you ever see that? Go to a fu-
Stroganoff in a mason jar.
Yeah. It's like, oh, Granny made these. She doesn't have much anymore.
It's probably like emulsified.
Yeah, it's preserved.
Yeah.
I saw something that made me laugh, and it was like, it reminded me of when I was in like high school. And I used to be way bigger of a dick, but
when his dick was bigger.
when my dick was bigger, and but like I love bullying kids when they do like not just for like doing like something dumb, but doing something like egregiously stupid or like awkward and stuff like that. And I was watching a video of what's his name? Oh, Harry Belafonte. You know who that is?
Jump in the
Jump
line.
in the line, yeah, and the Deo dude. So it's a video from like '96 or '97 of him doing a concert, and he's going Deo, and then he's like
trying to get the crowd.
trying to get the crowd to like do it with them, and it's just all white people.
Like-
it's all white people, but they cut to the crowd, and you see like a couple of them that
it's-
are really into it.
It's just like who's the guy that wears the leather jacket?
Andrew Dice Clay.
It's Andrew. It's like an Andrew Dice Clay concert. It's just all the white people.
Hickory dickory. But I was like, dude, if you knew somebody's parents were at that concert and were doing the like seeing that video, being able to be like, your parents are gay.
Yeah.
I would have made fun of so many kids if I knew their parents were at that concert. It's much funnier just to watch. Like I'll show you the video later, but just seeing the people getting way into it, and you're like, come on, man.
Well, that's like Jimmy Buffett. Like that dude will.
Well, Jimmy Buffett is for white people.
It's
though.
for white people
Harry
by white
Belafonte is
people.
like a Dominican.
I asked Chris, who's a black police officer. I was like,
Yeah.
"Do you know who Jimmy Buffett is?" And he was like, "No. Who the hell is that?"
I mean,
and
that
Chris
makes
is
He's kind of white.
He's kind of white, and I asked him. I was like, "Do you know who Jimmy Buffett is?" And I know who Luther Vandross is, so he could at least he could have
That's apples to apples.
he
yeah.
could have at least known who Jimmy Buffett was. So he didn't know who Jimmy Buffett was, and I was like, "You've never heard Margaritaville or fucking Volcano or any of those shitty songs? You've never went on like a vacation with your family and had to drive in the car?
You've never
for
been on a
Cheeseburger
vacation
in
with your
Paradise?
yeah.
Cheeseburger in Paradise?
You've never been on a vacation with your white father before?
Yeah, with your white father before. Well, my dad did the black thing, and he literally did. Like he was like, "Oh, I'm going somewhere," and he just like went to Mexico. and like spent all of our college money on like fucking alcohol and sluts.
Jesus.
He did. He was a party rocker, but he's dead now. So I guess I have the I took the manhood of the family. I'm the man of the house.
I mean,
biological
seems like you're more
man of the house.
responsible with it. I think.
I am. I did good. He had nothing to his name but like shit that he probably stole from people.
But he stole it honestly.
He did, and I took the shit. I have like this like gold chain I wear on my wrist sometimes. It's pretty scumbaggy. I don't know. I do it, and then
That's
I'm like,
from him.
yeah. I kind of feel like there's a scene from. Have you ever seen Better Call Saul?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's a scene where like his scumbag buddy dies and he takes his ring and he looks at the ring and he's like, I'm gonna do some scumbag shit right now. That's kind of what I do. I kind of look at it, I'm like, yeah, maybe I can fuck this person over. It's like that's what my dad would have done.
What he would have wanted.
That's what he would have wanted. I imagine my dad looking down at me like, well, you may be a tranny, but at least you did what I would have done. So that's good. He's looking down on me from hell.
So we're in like super hell if we're below
Yeah.
hell.
Oh yeah, no. Well, I'm going to end up going to super hell, obviously, because
Damn.
I'm LGBT. Yeah,
So it kind
And
of
that's
sounds
the
like it
truth.
might be a party down there, though. Honestly.
it does. It sounds pretty fun.
Yeah.
Well, like I said earlier, the devil's playing fucking cards like the dogs in the painting.
Yeah.
All dogs go to hell.
Like I would play a game of spades with fucking Hitler, Gandhi, and what's another one?
I don't know. Who's in
Hitler,
hell?
Gandhi, Robin Williams. That would
Yeah.
be that'd be a good spades
That's
game.
a hell of a trifecta. Yeah.
I would want to be on Robin Williams' team, and then it's Hitler and Gandhi fighting with each other. That
Yeah,
would
they
be,
probably don't agree on a
again,
lot.
and we're all playing a black game. It's spades.
Mhm.
And he's I do not understand the rules. That's a bad Hitler.
Well, that was I didn't know if that was Hitler or Gandhi.
Yeah, well, it was both.
Either
of them.
way, yeah.
They talk in unison in
Yeah,
hell.
they do.
Yeah.
They're basically the same guy.
Because Gandhi fucked kids, so that's why he's in hell. If people didn't understand that,
He was definitely a weird, not a good person.
No,
there's a lot of crazy shit.
he
yeah.
definitely fucked kids.
Is that
and, like,
true?
Yes,
He-
it is. It's very true.
Oh, I thought it was a
he would lay with children to test himself.
He would soak in their.
He kind of
pussies.
pulled a Michael Jackson type situation.
He did. People would
But-
travel to him like at 15-year-olds, and like people would be like, "Oh, well, we want to learn yoga or some shit, or some dumb whatever he did. I don't know." But he would enlighten them by fucking them with his penis.
No, the one that got me about Gandhi is that he was like Buddhist or whatever, but it's like he wouldn't take medicine. Like it was like, oh, no Western medicine, no
Dude.
Western medicine, blah blah blah. His like wife was going through cancer or something and had like liver failure, and he was like, no, we cannot. It is against our religion. And then he got like liver failure and immediately went to like Canada and got like all the best health
There was
care.
another thing where it's like he fasted for like 40 days and 40 nights or something. It's like, no, you didn't. No, you fucking didn't. Like, you would die in a week. Like, nobody has ever not eaten for a week or drank water for a fucking week and lived. Like, you fucking died, bro. Like, he was eating ramen noodles and shit.
I don't know about
He
that
was
one.
eating pussy. He stayed kids' pussy.
Can you stay alive on that? Oh wait,
He-
you said kids. I don't want to follow this bit anymore.
Yeah.
He did. Well, that's why he's in hell. Had it have been adult women, he wouldn't have been in hell. But he would eat children's blood and do that. And everyone sucked his dick.
So you're saying
and he would wear diapers. You
You're saying
remember when they would show pictures of him and he'd be in like a loincloth diaper? That's pretty funny.
you're saying Gandhi started the adrenochrome train? Like he was the first one to drink kids'
Yeah.
blood.
Probably.
He made
yeah.
it cool.
He
Yeah.
thought he was getting younger, so he would wear diapers. That's what he would do.
It all fits. You'd be a fool not to see it.
Are you guys planning on watching The Passion of Christ for Easter?
Yeah, every year.
I watch it every year.
I might watch it twice.
I watch it every fucking year, and literally the best part in the entire movie is the Barabbas scene. Like you kind of look like the character. Like if you were bigger, you would look like the Barabbas guy. That was played Barabbas the murderer. This is the best scene in the fucking movie because the guy looks like He's just like a large fucking man, and they like
Well,
make
and he's like,
they make him chew. They made him chew on some sort of chalk to make his teeth look bad, like some dark chalk. And then they're just like, oh well, they make it. Mel Gibson does a real good job at making Jewish people look like terrible people. So I think I might watch that movie, and then immediately afterwards, I'm going to watch 21 Jump Street.
yeah, you got to clear the
I
palate.
gotta clear the palate.
That took me a second.
Well, if it worked for Kanye,
Yeah.
'cause-
I saw somebody. It made me laugh. Somebody on Instagram posted it was just him watching 22 Drum Street, and he said, "Never mind."
Dude, I never saw 22.
I like 22.
It's okay. It's
Dude,
not as good, but it's okay.
No, I like 22 Jump Street way better because
What?
there's just one scene in particular where it's like it makes the whole movie fucking worth it. It's like he's in the college class and he's in like it's like some African studies class or whatever, and it's some white guy teaching the class, and he's just like, "All right, well, I'm your teacher for this semester. I want to start off with a quote." And he's just like, "Do you want to talk psychology?" Tracy Morgan. It's just like it's literally like the fucking lamest joke.
This is a white guy.
He just like walks into the classroom. It's like an African American studies class. It's like a white guy. He's like, "Joe, want to talk psychology?" Tracy Morgan. He looks around.
I'll have to watch. I haven't seen that in
That's
forever.
also the movie where he's doing the poetry slam, and he's just like poetry, loud noises, dead. She is dead. Dead. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good movie.
Well, if I knew what you were referencing, it would be funny, but I don't know.
It's 21. Yeah, you just gotta watch it.
I haven't seen
man.
it. I haven't seen it
I
in a
thought it
while.
wa-
I
I-
didn't like it.
I thought it was better than the first one. Just saying.
I don't know. You seen any good movies lately?
Yeah. So in the last month, I saw. Oh, you know what? Not new movies, but I saw an awesome movie, Blue Velvet, for the first time. I've been on a big David
With
Lynch
Kyle
kick.
MacLachlan?
Yeah.
Is that I've never heard of? Is that so? You say Blue Velvet? I think of the Blue Waffle from online from 2002.
No, but this movie does involve a lot of like I don't know if sexual deviancy is the right
Yeah,
term,
I
but
would
it's
say
very like
I would
very
say
sexual.
Yeah, I definitely deviancy.
So
Yeah.
was the pussy? I like to imagine a good pussy feels like velvet, but if it's blue, I imagine blue waffle, which is obviously that probably doesn't.
That changes how I see that movie.
The blue waffle looks like just like a tarantula inside of your pussy. That's
That
what
sounds
that looks like.
disgusting.
Yeah. You've never seen the blue waffle?
No,
You haven't?
I've seen the actual like a waffle that's been colored blue when people post the meme.
Get the fuck out of
I'm
here.
not trying to see
You don't
the
know
real
what
thing.
blue waffle
I
is?
know what it is. I don't want to see it.
Well, we got to get your reaction
It's
now.
real gnarly.
We'll keep talking about Blue Velvet.
Yeah. I mean, it's. I don't know how to.
It's a Lynch movie, so it's weird.
David Lynch, yeah. But it's like it's not as weird as I thought it would be. But it's almost like the first movie in the genre of like, hey, maybe the suburbs are really fucked up.
Yeah.
Because like the premise is like it's this idyllic American town, and this kid Kyle MacLachlan comes back from college to like take over his dad's business because his dad had a stroke. So it's like very Oedipal, and he ends up like finding a severed human ear in a field, and there's a rumor that like this woman on the edge of town did it, and so he's like, I'm gonna spy on her, like in the
it's
Hardy
a very
Boys. And then so he sneaks into her closet and then sees this like depraved sexual shit that she gets. And when I say depraved, I don't mean to judge any consensual acts. It's not consensual. Like she gets like abused by this dude who has like kidnapped her son, and all of a sudden Kyle MacLachlan's like trapped in this like spiral of like sexual shame and manipulation, and he has to navigate his way out.
Yeah.
And it's pretty wild.
Yeah, it takes some turns. It definitely is like I remember seeing that for the first time.
No,
Look at it.
I'm good. I saw it. Thank you.
Okay, let me see. Oh.
Well, here's several pictures, but
Yeah, that's disgusting.
she has like a flesh pad on. It's like a flesh.
Yeah, it's rough.
Imagine putting your dick in that thing. She's just like, "You ready, baby?"
I feel like no, that's got to be like that can't.
Where's the hole at? Do you like? Can you even find the hole? Look at that. That's the blue waffle. It looks very pink to me and large. I don't know.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, here's a dick with a here's the dick with the blue waffle. It just kind of looks like a wreath around the head. It looks like a dog penis.
Lovely. I'm glad you're showing me these things.
I don't fucking know. I'm sorry, guys.
I don't know. We were talking about David Lynch though, but have you ever seen his Dune movie?
I just watched it. It's weird.
I actually like it. It's one of the few that I go back and watch again.
And his name's David Lynch.
Yes.
What if he was racist and instead of naming it Dune, he named it Coon? Would that be funny? He thinks it's funny.
I like the setup of that joke.
Because he's racist. His name's David Lynch.
Because he's racist.
Like his name's David Lynch, and he made a movie called Coon.
They just let him make it. Nobody stopped him.
Well, if it was spelled like Dune but with a C-U-N-E, no one would know.
That would be pretty funny.
And he just goes to like a fucking black planet, and they're trying to get their energy.
He just goes to Atlanta.
He goes to Atlanta.
But I mean, what's funny is Dune really is about like colonialism and like exploiting resources from natives, and it's really interesting that in David Lynch's version, there's like no people of color to be found.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, I
well,
mean, that was...
he was looking for the spice because white people can't fucking season their food good. That's why.
Boom,
That's why
roasted.
he had to go to the Coon planet to get the spices.
I mean, this kind of works.
That's so bad, dude.
I
didn't say the N-word though, so it's okay.
Well, just in case we do
we
have...
got it. We have the button.
Just in case.
Put D-Sway on. Make him fucking show us his dick. Oh, but he's coming. That's our friend. He has like tons of guns, dude.
Oh damn!
He's an official like gangster.
He's a whack pack guy. He was one of our whack pack. We can get him on next week. He's been asking to come back on.
Oh, we'll get D-Sway back.
We will. Respectable
How the
man.
fuck did we? Oh, from wrestling. That's
From
how you
wrestling,
knew. I was
yeah.
gonna say, how do we even find?
I joined a wrestling class, and I met this guy in a wrestling class. He's probably like one of the funniest characters I know. I have several characters.
Yeah.
My mom said that she loved all my friends. She was like, every single one of them's different in their own way.
It's rad as hell.
Yeah. No, D-Sway is hilarious though, because he's like the most like gangster, just like, I mean.
He has a kid. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either, which is crazy
I
to
messaged
me.
him, and I was like, his kid's like 10 years old too.
Yeah.
Like he's an old kid.
What the fuck? He's only whatever.
He's 35 years old.
I guess fair enough. Yeah.
So I'm 25. That's
I mean, literally all he talks about is having sex, so that shouldn't surprise me.
It doesn't surprise me. Unprotected sex also.
Yeah.
So, did you have unprotected sex? You got laid, right? You have kids?
Did I don't. Well, boy, there's a lot of questions there. I don't have kids, but if you're asking have I had sex? Oh yeah, I've had sex.
Oh hell yeah!
It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you touch the walls? Did you bang all the walls?
From the windows to the walls.
I thought you said that you had a kid. I thought you said I have a son.
No.
When did you hear that?
No, I don't know. I don't know. I'm fucking stupid. I heard something.
No
wrong.
children.
Yeah.
Children.
We're on the no kid gang over here.
Hell yeah.
The biological man crew.
No kids. I got no partner, man. I just do whatever I want when I want.
Dude, what's funny?
It's usually nothing.
Hell yeah, being lonely is fun.
It's so funny. Like, I hope to God, like, somebody, like, I've never had that happen to me where someone has come up to me and has just been like, oh, well, you're a biological man or whatever. Like, you suck. So I think it would be really funny to have that happen to me because I would be so witty and just like, oh, well, like if somebody came up to me in the bathroom just like, oh,
You're a man.
You're a man. I'd be like, no, I'm not. Yeah, they'd all applaud.
They'd
me.
never come back from that.
They would never come back from that. And I'd be like, thank you. No, but it's like
And then everyone
nobody
clapped.
would have every video that I've ever seen where a person like does that to a person in public. They just look like the biggest asshole in the entire world.
Well, nobody's
So
gonna
funny.
do that in
Chicago. Well, they did it in Vegas,
just
which
in
I thought
general,
was funny.
like, why would you just immediately just start a confrontation with a stranger for no reason?
Somebody that can whoop your ass, probably.
I mean, I don't know. I don't understand.
And
that.
when you see it on videos, though, you know they like planned it, and it's the stupidest shit. Like, why are you planning to film probably what's going to end up with you being humiliated?
Well, they're filming people in a bathroom, like
Already
Yeah.
problematic.
problematic.
Right? It's like, oh, you're like they're the ones being the creep, right? As much as they think that the other people are being creeps for going in there.
I
You took
think-
a fucking camera in.
I think it would be really funny to just like go into a bathroom in a southern state and have somebody come up to me and be like, "You're a man," and blah blah blah. Like, inside the bathroom, I just have my phone ready, and I'm just like, "Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you very much. Oh, I'm Dowie. Just act retarded and shit, and then they're just like, "Oh, well, so, I'm sorry. This is just a retarded person."
Well, now don't I have egg on my face?
Yes, dude, like they're all set trying to record you and like get you like, "I'm so sorry, I didn't know it was me."
This trans lady's deaf too.
Like I'm fucking retarded and deaf. Like I just fucking play it off. That would be funny. I've done that once in my life where I faked being retarded. I have, because it was one time I was at like. I went to dinner with one of my friends and we were all just like all 15 and we go to this place and I was acting all crazy and shit and they're just like, "Oh, they're retarded. They're just retarded." And then I was like, "I'm going to play this off." And then I came over there. I was like, they knew who I was. Like, and I just acted like I was retarded. It was funny.
God.
Good job.
It was funny. Yeah, I felt special. They gave me a coloring book. That was nice.
That's
glad.
pretty dope, honestly.
It
It's
is,
nice
it's
to have
dope.
something to do at the restaurant.
It is. Now, you owned a comic book shop.
I did.
Did you have any people come in there that you just wanted to like wedgie right off the bat?
Oh my God.
Or throw eggs at? Did you keep like eggs under your counter just to throw eggs at people if they come in?
I wish. No. And you know, the kind of older I get and the more I realize that like I like nerd shit, but I don't like, which this is a horrible thing to say. I like nerd shit, but I don't like nerds. And I get so angry at fucking nerds.
How many times have I told you about this? It was me and wrestling.
Yeah,
it's the
yeah,
same
yeah.
exact thing. I love like pro wrestling. I can't fucking stand the
Do you
fans of
remember?
pro wrestling.
Do you remember when we went to the to AEW?
And I hated it. Yeah.
It was, and we sat down in our seat, and then there was like some black autistic wrestling fan that sat next to us. He had like 2 belts on his shoulder. So and he was trying to take up my seat, and I was like not
Excuse me.
letting him.
Well, I remember that, and I remember the lady that was next to us that had a full mustache.
I'm a trans woman. This lady had a fuller mustache than me. Like, you fucking kidding?
Every time there was like strobes, I could see like the bristles in the light.
Didn't you say you went to the one WWE event and you were like standing in line to get a shirt, and the one woman was like, "Oh, I'm self-conscious because my teeth."
That was one of the funniest conversations. It was
He like
clearly.
messaged me like, "This is the funniest thing." He called me like, "This is literally the funniest thing I've ever
I
seen."
went to the United Center when CM
It's a
Punk
hillbilly
returned.
love
Yeah.
story.
So it was like the first time he had wrestled in 7 years. It was like a huge, big. The place was fucking sold out. And me and my buddy went, and we're like, okay, like we know he's gonna be here. As soon as he like does his entrance, we're gonna run and get in the line because they're gonna like drop. They're gonna be selling shirts. So he does his entrance. We go get in the line. The line's fucking huge, and the like 3 people in front of us is this like hillbilly like crackhead lady. I guess I don't know. But she's talking loud, like doing that thing where people talk loud enough where they want everybody to hear, you know, like you're just doing it for
I don't
attention.
think she wanted them to hear. I think that she might have just been drunk.
Well, that probably she was definitely
On-
on something,
on
but she
Robitussin or
was
something.
complaining. Yeah, she was. I don't remember what she was like. Her and her boyfriend were whining about, but she was like, he was making fun of me because he said I don't have no teeth. And like I looked at her, she clearly was just missing her whole top row of teeth.
No.
And I'm like, that's a very funny thing.
But
to
what did the guy say to her? He was like being very supportive. He was being a good boyfriend, but he was like, you told me he was like,
I don't remember now.
It's okay, baby. I don't got no teeth neither.
It's like a Simpsons sketch or something.
Yeah, it is a
it was fucking Cletus.
It's clear. He was like, and she's like, "Oh, I'm so upset. They made fun of my teeth. I don't got teeth."
Oh my God.
Well, it's okay, baby. I ain't got no teeth neither.
Well, I mean, yeah, they were a wholesome couple, a wholesome cracko couple. I want to ask you one thing though about we were talking about the comic plays. Do you remember when you used to do like the D&D and all that, or the Magic tournaments and stuff?
Yeah, so we at the time I didn't know a lot about games, but we leased our back room out to a dude who would like run tournaments.
Wasn't he a
back room.
dickhead?
Yeah. Yeah.
How many times did you have to come in and see somebody's full ass hanging out because they don't know how to like pull their pants up all the way during that?
Yeah.
Or did you just kind of like leave and let them do their
No,
thing?
well, sometimes we left, but sometimes they would do it while we were there, and like literally we would have to talk to him about like his attitude and also like the hygiene of his players. Like, that's not even a joke. And then like that's when I say
these
like
people smell like shit.
and when I say like
I have clients that are super nerds, and they come over here. They don't even know how to wipe their ass.
right, and when I say like I hate nerds, like I'm
They don't.
exaggerating.
You're laughing, but they don't. Like, I literally have to be like, "Hey, take a fucking shower," and then they act all embarrassed. It's like, motherfucker, you should have known.
Yeah.
Like, you're about to see a pretty lady and smell like garbage. Like, nah, bro, I'm going to embarrass you.
Like I think I like that people feel free to embrace whatever they like, but when like I think you need to have
disagree.
an attitude of just like being a normal, chill person in the world and like interacting with others like people.
Yeah.
Even earlier today when I was at my buddy's house, we were like playing a board game, and then his like neighbor comes in, and this dude was like insufferable. He was like, "Oh, I played this game yesterday," and proceeded to like armchair quarterback everything we were doing, like telling me the rules, even though it was my game, telling me what I should be doing. It sucked. It took all the fun out of it.
Yeah, that's not fun.
And I could tell my buddy
he was
wanted to-
uninvited. He just showed up.
He just showed up. Yeah, because he was like watching my buddy's kids for
It's
a
like
while.
it's like Lucy when she just shows she just shows up and then talks shit about we're doing shit wrong, and then she fucks up everything.
And I'm not. I feel like I'm being unkind because he may have been like a little on the spectrum, and it may have been hard for him to relate to people. But also, dude, that sucks. You got to check yourself.
No, fair.
Like,
I have no sympathy for that
I
bullshit.
do. I am the same way. Like, if you're gonna say something stupid, then see, this is where I am. I am a strong First Amendment supporter, and the First Amendment, freedom
Obviously,
of
with
speech.
this podcast.
Freedom of speech, but the freedom of speech does not go without the freedom of consequence.
Right.
Which means if you say something stupid, I don't care if you have some kind of mental, because like at the same time, I have to. It takes a lot of bravery to be a trans person because people are going to fucking
Yeah,
be
you're
garbage.
you are so brave.
It's so stunning and brave,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah, so like people will say like terrible shit, but you have to have like strong fucking skin. Like if you're gonna say dumb shit and be autistic, you can't be like, oh well, you said a mean thing to me and I'm autistic. Like, okay, well, why should I feel bad? Like, are you just allowed to be an asshole because you have something going on with you?
right. That's exactly it. It's like, look, I can empathize with like wherever you're coming from, but also if you're gonna be like a dick to me, I'm gonna talk back to you.
It's like retarded Thomas that I told you that I used to do the
Yes.
phone sessions with. I had this retarded guy that would call me for phone sessions, and he literally was like the one time he was like, "Oh, but I'm retarded. Why should I have to pay?" And I'm like, well, because I don't fucking. I had to literally be like, because I'd rather not be dealing with retarded people. And then he was like all sad about it, and it's like, well, no, because it's work. Like, like I don't want to fucking do extra work because you have a mental disability. Like,
I mean, even taking away like kind of biological conditions, I have some friends who are like hardcore like identified like socialists, and then they'll ask me to do free shit for them all the time. That is like my work, and they'll couch it in like social justice language of like, well, look at, you're helping the community, and it's like, yeah,
I don't
okay, but
care.
also like I need to like survive, and
Yeah.
I would like to rest sometimes. So if you're asking me to do work, maybe pay me.
yeah.
yeah. Well, what do they ask you to do? What do
Well,
you do normally?
I'm thinking
Comic
of-
book stuff?
No, so I work.
They're
in,
asking for free comic books, and they're like,
you're
an
close.
asshole.
It's for the community.
What? I can't get Captain America for free? That's not very
So
socialist. of
currently,
you.
I work in tabletop games, and I have a buddy. I'm sorry if you're watching this, but I know you're not. Who's a teacher, and he like asked me to come talk to. He teaches a game class. He asked me to come talk to his class about like game design, which I'm happy to do. And then he asked me to like write a lesson plan for that class. It's like, dude, you're
Now
the
you're doing
teacher. Why
homework,
why
yeah.
don't you tell me what you
Wait,
want me to
so
talk
hold
about?
on a second. So you teach Dungeons and Dragons to people?
I am speaking about narrative game design
And you
in a
get
class.
you
Yes.
get paid to
I-
like tell people to be creative in Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh no, I'm not getting paid for this. This is like me like volunteering myself.
And they get mad at you for doing this shit for free.
Well, it's just like the language that he uses of like he'll keep asking me for more and more things because then he was like, oh, maybe you can write a campaign for me and my daughter and her friends. It's like,
So this guy
no.
wants you to write tabletop game scripts and he gets pussy. It sounds like he has it too easy.
I mean, I'm saying like
He says it way too easy. All these other nerds,
Must be nice.
they don't get pussy, and now he expects you to do all the work for his nerd class.
Oh, getting too much pussy. Can't write the
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons script.
it's just a
Why
little
don't
bit-
you write an erotic novel for this guy? He wants to jack up.
It's just a little bit like, man, like be aware of like you're asking me to do a lot of work for your shit, like your personal shit too. Like, come on,
Yeah.
I know that you like you're a leftist or whatever, but I'm just trying to survive, brother.
I don't know why that makes me so mad because I guess when I grew up, it was like you don't talk about religion, you don't talk about politics, you don't talk about that. And it's like, in my opinion, like not saying that.
I remember it
That's
was
right
another
all the
thing.
time.
Another thing on that list is don't talk about how much money you make.
No, yeah,
I
that
always
is
thought
kind
that
of
that
enough.
was the stupidest fucking thing in the world.
I mean, I understand that one too, but my whole thing is it's like if you take away all that shit or whatever and just like go into any conversation just fresh with somebody and be like, I'm just going to try and relate to this person. No, extra connotatives over like, oh, this fucking Republican, I got to try and make common ground with this idiot or whatever. It's like most people have the same opinions on most things, actually. I mean, of course, right-wing people have their crazy fucking psycho opinions every now and then, but in general terms, you can have a conversation with somebody, and it's usually pretty chill.
Yeah. No, I agree. No, but at the same time, Republicans also don't like Mallory Taylor Greene or whoever she is.
Marjorie, yeah.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. Like, she says some pretty retarded shit. I saw something where it was like, even whatever Hannity was like, I don't like this bitch. And then everybody was mad at him. And it's just like, well, she sounds like a fucking... Like, you're saying that the leftists sound crazy, but then you listen to her, like, she makes us sound like dumb idiots. You know? Like...
Well, they say the left sounds crazy because we're like, we should have free health care and we should, kids in school should get lunches.
Yeah.
And they're like, you're fucking nuts. That's crazy.
Yeah.
They're just-
Everybody should have guns, though, guys.
I think it's crazy in Tennessee. They like a lot of people don't know, but they're like selling the idea of like, oh well, we're trying. I guess the new thing that they did is I guess they passed a law where it's like, oh well, the person who grants marriage, they have the right to like turn you away
Oh,
if
I
they
saw
feel
that,
like
yeah.
whatever, and that goes under the and that's like their rouge is gay marriage. Like that's where they're sold the idea, and it's a bill. Not a law. It's a bill. It got passed to become a law, but it's unconstitutional because it's like, well, it gives the clerks the opportunity to turn a person away based on like religion, ethnicity, fucking like sexual orientation.
All the things you're not allowed to do.
Yeah, everything that's against the concept, the 14th Amendment.
Yeah.
It's
Tennessee
like-
having a great week, I gotta say.
Dude, and I don't know what the only thing the Tennessee has going on is the Smoky Mountains, and that's fucking it. Like
It is beautiful.
Well, Nashville's in Tennessee.
that. Well, who's ever been like, I'm going in fucking
I
Nashville?
don't know, country singers, I guess. Willie Nelson,
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
You guys know Taylor, right?
Tay Tay, I love Tay
yeah.
We're
Tay.
big Tay guys.
Yeah.
We're big Tay guys. We're men who love Taylor Swift.
I'm right there. Honestly, like earnestly, I also like Taylor Swift quite a bit.
Ernest goes to Taylor Swift. The movie, I love it.
That'd be a great movie.
It would be.
And
Hey,
he,
hey, Vern, I got backstage passes.
didn't he die of AIDS?
No, he died of lung cancer
Oh,
because he
lung
smoked too
cancer.
much.
Yeah, he smoked too much cock.
Yeah. Poor Slinky Dog.
Slinky Dog.
The guy who
Was it?
played
He was Slinky Dog too,
for
huh?
the first couple, and then the guy who played Sean Hunter's dad on Boy Meets
Yeah.
World is Slinky Dog now.
I mean, he in terms of having a close voice, that was pretty close.
yeah, absolutely.
That sounded like Alex Jones, sort of.
You did sound just like Alex Jones.
Oh man. Well, guys, on that note, we're gonna
Yeah,
go get
let's
some
out of
food.
here. All right, take it easy. This is Eric.
Nothing as
Yeah.
long as you live.
Oh no, I don't
Will
want to
ever
watch
be more
JFK
important.
the movie.
He's watching He's trying to prove that Donald Trump is JFK.
Thanks for having me on. I'm sure I wasn't as storied as many of your other guests, but
Oh, you were
No, it was pretty
fantastic.
good.
it's very
Yeah.
fun.
It was pretty good. You did good, pal. Good
Thanks.
job. Yeah. Hey.
Thanks, man.
Put the applause. Make them applause for him.
It was lovely to meet
They
you.
love us.
Yes. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Jordan. A nice manly shit. All right, bye, guys.
Bye.